crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
We're at roadrooter.com with your morning horn disease, your sip of chaga coffee. Great time to buy silver. Silver's still under $25 at the moment. And we are, Miles Franklin actually makes a 10-ounce silver Roota Bar. It's right here. You can see it in the picture. Very cool bars, 10 ounce. He said, I'll keep the price low for the Road to Roota people. So go over to, send him an email actually. Info at milesfranklin.com. Right now we're at $2.99 over spot, which is the cheapest I've seen for 10-ounce bars. Here's SD Bullion's about $5 over spot. APMEX is about $5 to $6 over spot. JM Bullion, $5 to $6 over spot. So yeah, these are a great deal for Road to Roota customers. I don't believe there's any limit on how many you can order, but they do make them in-house, so it might take a little longer to get them, but you can be assured that it's real silver, which we're headed into that point where we got to keep our eye out for frauds. Fraud meaning, the bars, they probably wouldn't do it with a 10-ounce bar, but a 100-ounce bar, unless you melt it down, you really don't know, or you drill it. You really don't know what's in that bar. It could be, molybdenum is the next closest density to silver. They might be molybdenum filled. Definitely gold. Who knows what's in gold bars, because people are freaked out about drilling into them. But now's the time we got to think about that, because when the shit falls apart, all these fake silver bars are going to come out and they're going to go, oh my God, is my silver real? That's why I'm like, make sure you get small denominations. I am a big fan of 1 ounce, 5 ounce, and 10 ounce. Just because it doesn't really make a lot of sense to try to fake those bars. It's probably too much hassle than it is the profit you'll make on that. But the 100-ounce bars, yeah, there's a lot of fakes out there. And gold, fake gold bars, which we all know the banksters love their gold. So yeah, you can get these right now at $2.99 over spot. You better ask them if they still are selling them for $2.99 over spot. Again, send them an email, info at milesfranklin.com, or call them at 800-822-8080 for pricing. And ask them time frame, how fast they think they can get them into your hands. Now, that process doesn't start until your money clears with them. So I suggest do a wire transfer and get yourself a whole bunch of, stack your silver Roota bars. I saw Litecoin Lisa go on to the U.S. Mint site looking for silver eagles. The U.S. Mint first of all, the U.S. Mint is running a con job. Con job, all it means is they're hiding information from the people. And I think that's completely un-American. Ventris Gibson, the head of the Mint, as soon as she got in there, she cut the production by a third, or 2/3, cut it by 2/3. And I've done some calculations on where we're looking at. They're also messing with the hedge book. So we are on track, believe it or not, we are on track to do less than in the calendar year, not the fiscal year, but the calendar year with the actual calendar year number on the coin. We are on track to do exactly 949,000 silver eagles. 12 million, so 13 million coins. The last time we did that was 2007. Is that shocking or what? 15 years ago was the last time the U.S. Mint produced such a small amount of silver eagles. And you know why it's so shocking? The reason it's so shocking is, check out this letter I got from Ventris Gibson. I am a customer of the U.S. Mint. This was sent out in June, July of last year, in 2002, to their valued customers. Look at this line. It truly is amazing that she's getting away with this. This was in the annual report too. Quote, Ventris Gibson, the head of the Mint, says, quote, this year, meaning 2022, we significantly increased production quantities of one of our most popular coins, the American Eagle 1 ounce silver dollar, which will lead to a broader availability for our customers. Wow. That's just shocking that she said that. And that was in 2022, where they only produced 15 or 16 million coins, 1/3 of the coins they produced in 2015. And this year, they are projected to be exactly 12,949,000 coins. Why do I say exactly? Because all you got to do is look at the Silver Eagle production. We know what they did in January. We know what they're going to do every month, and they take December off. They're going to do 900,000 coins. It is a complete and total and utter fraud going on at our mint, our precious U.S. mint, that is tasked with making the coin of our country constitutionally and even legally. The legal Silver Eagle law says the mint has to make coins equal to meet demand. The premiums on Silver Eagles have gone off the rails. And the only reason they've gone off the rails is because the U.S. Mint isn't making enough of them. They used to be the most popular coin in the world. They still are, believe it or not. Even though the Canadian Maple Leafs, they're making more of those than the Silver Eagles now. Ventris Gibson, the head of the Mint, ushered in this strange phenomenon going on over there. Now, I know she's just a mouthpiece for the Mint. Her profession is HR, human resources. Who would you bring in if you were, excuse me, if you're going to go and destroy the livelihood of the professionals at the Mint by not selling them to the public? Who would you hire to run that operation? You want to hire the head of HR because she's got to calm the masses. It is embarrassing to my country. It is embarrassing to the good, hardworking people at the U.S. Mint, and there are some great ones. I've known some over the years. So the U.S. Mint is lying to you, 100% lying to you about what's going on. And it might be that they're lying. They might be making over 47 million silver coins a year, but they are clearly not selling them to the public when they are required by law to do that. So you can see David Ryder came in. He left in 2001, halfway through, after he made the redesign of the silver and gold eagles and put the little notch on the bottom so they can add an identifier at some point. In that year, the hedge book of the U.S. Mint lost $111 million. $111 million. And you might be asking, wait, how's that even possible? Oh, they must have made it up with $111 million gain in the price of silver, because that's why you use a hedge book. So they went short and the price went up. But the price didn't go up in 2021. The price went down by $1.18, depending on when they put those hedges on. This is the biggest failure in human history at a mint. They lost $112 million in 2021 on their hedge book. That's just crazy. And this year, the projection is 16-year low projection of how many Silver Eagles will be made, when Ventris Gibson clearly says we significantly increased production quantities of our most popular coins, the American Silver Eagle 1 ounce silver dollar. Why isn't she in handcuffs right now? Because we know it's part of the game. Get yourself some Silver Eagles. If you have to pay double for them, it's hard to. I'll grant you that. It's hard to pay double because you think the premiums are going to come down. The premiums can only come down if they start selling those Silver Eagles to the public before the banks collapse. If the banks collapse, all the bets are off. You're going to thank your lucky stars you have Silver Eagles, because I don't know what the future is going to bring for silver. Clearly, we would have a different world today if silver was freely traded. It would never be at $24.95, $24. It would be probably $2,500. It'd probably be close to the price of gold because there's about 6 billion ounces of each. But then again, who knows what the future brings? When gold and silver are returned as monetary metals to the United States, which is great because that's going to happen, it's already on the books. We don't need deciders for that one. But when that happens, what's going to happen to industrial silver? It'll dry up instantly. And at all times, the price of silver eagles must be higher than the price of just any other type of silver in the United States. Otherwise, people would just melt the coins down. So yes, it's higher today, but today's a different story. It's higher because Ventures Gibson, the mint director, is not selling silver eagles to the public. Completely illegal on so many different fronts. So that's the craziness we live in. I do want to point out, SRS Rocco, Steve over there, put out a great chart the other day showing that first quarter gold, eagle, and buffalo sales, look at the last 4 years. Massive gold, eagle, and buffalo sales. How come they can do massive gold sales, but 1/3 of silver and brag about making so many silver eagles? Because it's a fucking lie. She's lying. And it's a big lie. It's an important lie. I mean, I think the only people who should buy silver eagles right now at these massive premiums are people who don't have any U.S. mint coinage and live in the United States. If you live in Canada, buy the Royal Canadian Mint coinage. You need some, just in case they say, we're going to allow gold and silver to trade freely, which means silver and gold will probably be 7-to-1 ratio, with silver rising, gold rising a little bit, and then going 1-to-1, because people will understand, oh my God, we need this silver in the industry. We need solar panels. This is the future of our country we're talking about, the future of the planet. We need solar panels. We need electric cars. Everything that uses silver. Elon Musk, I'll guarantee you, he is buying up so much silver and taking delivery of it out of London, just literally millions and millions and millions of ounces, because he needs them he's not an idiot. His companies will fall flat on their face if there's no silver. He's a massive, massive silver buyer, probably bigger than Warren Buffett, who's also a massive silver buyer, and the U.S. Mint, who's also a massive silver buyer. All three of those entities are buying on the sly. And most of that silver came out of J.P. Morgan's warehouse, a structured deal through Bank of America, which I've talked about for a while now. Anyway, those of you, by the way, Bob Coleman, I've talked to him a few times. I think he was on a couple of the debates I had. He's trying to explain why the sovereign coins have a premium, and the explanation, he literally made up the explanation. And let me read you his explanation. And a couple people have said, this is how it really works. I mean, nobody's really seen this. There's 4,700 views. Anyway, here's what he put out. A lot of misinformation and exploitative sales taxes have been directed at the public with regard to availability of sovereign silver 1-ounce coins. What does it mean when the mints go on allocation with their supply? I have had a few individuals share an advertisement from a major gold dealer talking about how the Austrian and Canadian mints are cutting back on allocations and all mints will soon follow. Well, the U.S. Mint is allocating 1/3 of their known production capacity. So yeah, so far so good. Let's explain what is happening so the public can dissect this. So he's asking us to dissect it. So we're going to do that and not be swayed to panic and buy into high premiums. Allocation from mints in the physical precious metals business relates to availability of supply. Maybe. It could also be that they have the supply, they're just not selling the coins. So, okay. Most mints have a fixed schedule of supply they make each week. Okay, so he's saying, we have a schedule here. We have so many employees. We have so much time allocated. We're not going to really move much if everybody wants to buy a coin. And he's saying this as if he knows, by the way, as if he knows that, yes, it's set, even though you look at the history of the U.S. Mint, every month is completely different. So clearly it's not the U.S. Mint he's talking about. Anyway, most mints have a fixed schedule of supply they make each week. When distributors, aka wholesalers, make their weekly purchase of, say, 100,000 coins each. The mints account for all orders as part of their normal production schedule, with the possibility of some excess production on the side. However, we have had enormous buying recently, and some distributors may have placed orders of, say, 300,000 coins, so triple what they usually order. Okay, that's fine. In this case, the mint cannot fill the entire order at one time based on their normal production schedule. He's basically saying they go out a year and they say, I'm going to make this amount of coins every month so that everything's even keeled, no matter what's going on in the market. But he's making this up. This is not true. And it is clearly not true based on the law of the United States. You have to make Silver Eagles in quantities to meet demand. And every other mint director besides Victor Gibson, to some degree, has done that. That's why you have months. 1 month it'll be 5 million coins. The next month, 3 million coins. The next month's 2. They aren't working off a set schedule. However, here we go. Now, this is where it gets really bizarre. It's like he's making this up to fit his narrative that it's really the wholesalers that are doing it. And I agree, it is the wholesalers that are marking up, but they're marking it up because the mint's not providing them any coins. If the mint provided massive amounts of coins like they have before, they wouldn't be marking them up. It's that simple. In case the mint cannot fill the entire order at one time based on their normal production schedule with no change in supply, so the mint allocates their existing available inventory to fill what orders they can and push out the remaining balance with next week's production. So they're not going to expand how many they make, even though they have the capacity. They're just going to add it to the future. Simply put, cutting back on allocation is simply spreading deliveries to distributors over a period of time to meet the entire order. This does not mean the mints are making less product or there is less silver available. Of course it does. By definition, it means exactly that. Look at the history of Silver Eagle production. 33 million, 42 million, 44 million, 47 million, 37 million, 18 million, 15 million, 14 million, 30 million, 28 million. This is David Ryder when he came into the mint. And then Ventures Gibson gets in 15 million, 12 million projected. So this guy's lying. I wouldn't even say he's lying. I think he believes himself. But it's bullshit. Total bullshit. In addition, many dealers imply they deal directly with large sovereign mints. There are only a few wholesaler or refiners here with exclusive relationships to buy sovereign mint coins on a regular basis. That's probably true. If you paid more than $3.25 over spot per ounce for a mint box of silver Australian Philharmonics over the last 3 weeks, you may have overpaid for your product. Please check out our site for the best prices. It's a sales job, which is fine. We need the public to see the value that gold and silver provide by protecting their purchasing power without giving it away to excess markups from dealers who use confusing sales tactics. This is the thing he gets wrong and claims to know what he's talking about, is that they have a set production pattern. They have set production. They can't vary from it. If that is true, why did the U.S. Mint set the production in the last 2 years at 1/3 of its production capacity? Well, that throws his argument right out the window. Not only that, because if they have a set production capacity, they should be meeting it or close to it, or have some excuse why. But Ventures Gibson tells us flat out, we significantly increased production quantities of one of our most popular coins, the Silver Eagle, but she's not selling them to the public. What gives, Ventures? Anyway. Yeah, there's only one answer, is that, yeah, they increase capacity because they're making over 47 million coins every year now. They're probably making 80 million coins or 90 or 100 million coins. As much as they can because they know what's coming. And what's coming is a return to a gold and silver standard. And who would decide that? Nobody. It's already on the books. It's already part of our Constitution. Anyway, silver's getting whacked a little bit. Yeah, it looks like they're protecting $25. Remember, with the click of a mouse, they can put silver price at minus $40. They did it with oil. They can do it with silver. They can do it with any product they want because they're not trading the real thing. They're trading derivatives. And who has the power to do that? Well, the Exchange Stabilization Fund, obviously, because it doesn't matter how much they make or lose in the derivative market. They use the derivative market to control prices or make massive slams to destroy certain entities that might be buying silver. I think the big names who bought most of that billion ounces of silver coming out of JP Morgan, they bought it on a derivative contract. Bank of America was offering these really bizarre silver-linked notes where you get delivery of silver in the end. I think Warren Buffett, who switched all his investments from all the banks he loved Wells Fargo, he shifted them all to B of A. Why? Because so he can soak up as much silver as possible. You keep doing deals with me in silver, and I'll say you're the best bank ever, and I'll keep you afloat. But we all know that banking is a fraud. So just real quick, good article on Zero Hedge in the premium area if you pay for it. Echoes of a New Century collapse. New Century is the real estate company that crashed in 2007 and really kicked off the collapse into 2008. We're having that going on right now. Real estate is getting destroyed, especially commercial real estate. Check out the commercial change in loans and leases. The banks have basically stopped lending on real estate. Now, a lot of these real estate deals, on the commercial side especially, they roll over soon. You know, the big commercial guys, they like the short-term money, and they got used to it because the low rates were low for a long time. Now they're going to have to roll over loans, and they just can't. The worst time possible to roll over your loan is now. Rollover meaning the term of the original loan, say it was a 10-year loan or a 5-year loan, has come to an head. So you either have to pay off that loan or you get another loan, but the other loan you're going to get is going to be 5-6%, which will destroy your profit for that. And so people are just going to go belly up. And who has most of these commercial real estate loans? The mid-tier banks. As if it could get worse for them. So yes, Janet Yellen will be bailing out everybody and everything. Now I just love this. Trump goes to a UFC fight. Joe Rogan, Kid Rock, and Mike Tyson. The whole place goes crazy. Don't try to tell me, we hear so much of the stupid liberal bullshit on the news. This is the great stuff. Listen to what the fighter says. Yeah, they're going USA, USA. Everybody's going crazy when Trump was there. Listen to what the guy who won this fight says.
I'm a huge fan, and I've appreciated everything you've done.
Also, I want to say, greatest president in the history of the world, sitting right there. I love that guy. We also got the greatest governor of all time here in Florida. Let's keep Florida free.
I can't play too much of this because YouTube will probably kick me off. So that's all I'm going to play. And they start chanting, "Let's go, Brandon." I love it. I love it. Meanwhile, over in San Francisco, they're trying to, they basically kidnapped Riley Gaines, who was the top of her athletic profession, and some guy jumped in and called himself a woman and won, taking her trophy. And they actually tied at the end of a race. She's a swimmer at the end of the race. And they gave it to the trans guy because he's a man, the trophy. They didn't give the trophy to her. It's the most insane thing you've ever heard. But look at these people, how they freak out.
What we're hoping to do is to keep things peaceful.
Make her lose her flight.
And move move forward. Okay? Tell her to pay us. Tell her to pay us, and then she could go. $10 each.
Tell her to pay us. That's kidnapping, by the way. Tell her to pay us. Now, imagine these guys in a little rumble with these guys. I gotta show you these guys. I love it. I love it. The lefties had their day in the sun. Their day is gone. Their day is dying. It's time for people who go to UFC matches to take over the reins. Hey, I am not an advocate of getting in the mix. As Cliff said, don't win any stupid prizes. Don't do anything stupid. They're going to collapse on their own. Just prepare yourself and your friends and family. But we're going to have a whole lot of I told you so's coming up. Speaking of I told you so, I told you the end game of this, Trump was the bad guy first, Putin was the bad guy second, now Xi of China is going to be the bad guy third when they take over Taiwan. And then Biden will try to get us into a war. That's when we say, you're out. So, Chinese aircraft carrier seals off Taiwan, sends 58 planes to buzz the island. That's the end game. So, get ready for it. Been screaming it for a while. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got for you at Road to Roota. Go to roadtoruta.com and subscribe today. We are, as of today, giving away the silver Roota coins still with every private road subscription and renewal. Great stuff on Friday with Jenny Moonstone. Let's see. I forgot the name of it. Fighting for the USA as the pink moon arrives to free silver. Go check that out. Jenny was on fire. And that's on the private road. And that's all I got for you today. You guys take care. Talk to you later.